Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight, of course, we're coming to you for round 5 of season 26 Sunday Night Lights. Oulton Park, the Foster's layout, 9 corners, plenty of action. Big field, 18 cars, 5,200 plus strength of field tonight, which is massive. But joining me once again in the booth is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Welcome back, Corey. Massive night of racing ahead of us tonight.
Absolutely, Alex. I'm glad that I had that week off while you had the guest commentator here. That was a really exciting race to watch too. But we're back. We're at Oulton Park, the Foster's layout, as you mentioned. Massive strength of field. And, the action, hopefully, is going to be absolutely electric on the track tonight.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Although I'm just trying to be. Oh, he's in the chat and he's in the race as well. Christian Perez, partner in crime for the track guides over at Infinite Racing Services, but he's leading the championship. Hasn't yet dropped on for a lap yet, but anyway, let's go through the field. I'll start with car number 1, I should say. He's earned it, Mr. Sam Devantia. Oh, hang on, my thing's gone. There we go. Sam Devanti for Speedy Snails. Hasn't done many laps here this week, which puts him at a distinct disadvantage. Quite technical, this one, even though it's short. But let's see what the Cowboy can do. Nagai-san is back, but he's just coming out of the pits. There you go. Had a little bit of bad luck this season, but hoping to do better with what he gets served up tonight. Julian O'Fray, a.k.a. the French Blinky Bill. Car number 3, he's back in. Car number 4, Perez hasn't taken the field yet. Nathan Wade, UK&I driver, he's number 5. Similarly, the Great Dane's back, Dennis Johansson, but he hasn't taken the field yet either, so I can't give you a picture. Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing in the new Flying Hornet livery. Quite striking, that one. Great to see Brett back in the field. Roger Hooker, car number 8. For Two Fools Racing. He's one of the Two Fools. I wonder where his partner in crime is. Nick Vaughan Roberts. We haven't seen him for a while. Corey Lane, the next ANZ driver, 3rd rated in the field, jumps to the top of the pops with a 106.8 for his first lap. And about halfway through the field, George Maddock, the UK&I driver, joining us once again. He's car number 10, Corey.
That's right. Coming up as the 11th plated car from Italy, it's going to be Giuseppe Tellini. And a very striking paint scheme Giuseppe has on his car tonight. It's all stripes and kind of reminiscent of the Red Bull test colours. Vasco Sorosky from the OzNZ Club is coming up as car number 12. And he has got an army of spotters again tonight. I counted 3 of them when I had a look earlier. He might have room for a 4th one soon. Dimitri Filipides from the Asia Club is going to be lucky number 13 here tonight. Great to see Dimitri and how he can do in his black and white liveried car. Martin Booker from the UK&I Club down in the 14th position. It's not very often we see Martin down this far as numbers goes. Same too for Hiroki Shoda from the Japan Club in the 15th plated car. From OzNZ, wrapping up our OzNZ contingent is going to be Neil Gardner in the 16th plated car, going for the Gulf Western Oil old school livery. Hiroshi Ueda, who has just completed his 2nd lap from Japan, is going to be in the 17th plated car. And wrapping up the field in car number 18 is Rafael Shokmal Murawicki from Central Eastern Europe, Alex.
Geez, you've done well there, Rafael, yeah, Murawicki. Let's do that. I'm just trying to find someone who's still out there on the track, if I'm honest, and then chuck a camera on him. My Frey's still out there, Sorosky. Johansson's out there, as is Perez. So they're getting their late run on. 42.12 I rating bought you a ticket to this one. And in fact, somewhat uniquely, the last 2 drivers, 17 and 18, both have 42.12 I rating. So there you go. 16 at Neil Gardner at 42.14. I tell you what, it was a close run thing for those 3, but they've all snuck in Oh, there you go. Astro Racing Team. Perez has updated his, not only his picture, somewhat comically, but he's got the right team in there this week. Fantastic to see. Johansson in the Doggo-mobile, the Great Dane. He's back. He's only set a time fast enough for P11, but Vasco Swarovski for Team Clowns, if you don't mind, drops it on pole at this stage with a few of the big guns left to go. Although Nagai-san's only in 7th, Corey. He hasn't done the job.
Oh, indeed he hasn't, Alex. It looks like Nagai I've had an issue on his second lap. I'm not showing him as having his second lap completed. So that is a really
there
big
it
deal
is.
there as he's just come across the line and he's gone on P2.
Wow, there you go. Swarovski outdoing the qualifying legend and dropping it on pole with just Christian Perez to go. Now we've got another 2 minutes. It's over 60-second lap here, and this is Perez's first lap. Why don't we ride on board with one of the great Skippy drivers going around, Christian Perez, for his second flying lap. He crosses the line. He's done his first lap, and he must have got a 1x somewhere. Oh, he struggled there. He had to pull it up to avoid the 1x on the outside of turn 1. Down the hill now, through the Cascades into Foster's, as this layout is known after this very corner here at Foster's. Conservative on the exit of Foster's there, doesn't go near that treacherous ripple strip on the outside. It's a 50-50 bet whether you survive contact with it on the outside of Foster's there. Up the hill now, up Clay Hill through turn 6 on the approach to one of the signature double apex corners here at Druids of this fantastic traditional English circuit. Now under the Warwick Bridge on the run down into Lodge. Prime, one of the key passing zones here. Doesn't grab 5th, stays in 4th. Again, a little bit conservative on the apex. Perhaps going for extra speed through the corner as he crosses the line. What does Perez do? What does he do indeed? He only does 8th, Corey. How's that? Nagai and Perez, the only two to grab pole, have ceded that position to Vasco Swarovski, the ANZ driver, taking his first pole here on, and Perez doesn't look happy at all, Corey.
No, he doesn't indeed, Alex, but this is going to be great for Vasco Swarovski's confidence coming into this race. He has been on the up and up, as we've noticed lately. It's up to a 5.1k in his I rating even, so things definitely falling into Vasco's court for this one. Let's hope he can maintain that kind of a pace for the race.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, it's tough to get around your opponents here. And, yeah, look, Vasco's starting in the place to be, right? Any track, let alone here. All right, let's go through our grid as the clock ticks down. Vasco Swarovski, as we said, bonus point for pole. For the first time this season, goes to someone other than Nagai or Perez. Well done, Vasco Swarovski. Nagai does tuck in behind him, the leading Japanese driver on the front row in second. Starting third tonight, another ANZ driver, Corey Lean, just 5/100ths behind. Dennis Johansson, the Great Dane, joins him on the second row, the grid starting fourth. Nathan Wade for UK and I, starting from fifth, just ahead of a third ANZ driver. There you go, for McFlabby Racing, Brett McBurney starting sixth. The Frenchman, Julian O'Fray, and returning season champion, starts from 7. Christian Perez from Astro Racing Team, the purple liveried Spaniard, starting from 8th. Hiroyuki Shoda, the second Japanese driver for Nagai Racing School, starting from 9th. Speedy Snails and two-time SNL race winner for this season, Sam Devantia, starting from 10th. Neil Gardner, the next ANZ driver in the group, starting from 11th. Roger Hooker for Two Fools Racing, starting in 12th. Let's go to the page 13th tonight. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing, whatever that means. 14th will be Giuseppe Toledo off the grid. George Maddock for UK and I at a 15th. Dimitri Filippidis from Asia at a 16th. Hiroshi Ueda, the final Japanese driver, at a 17th. And Rafael Stockmal Miruwiki, he's out at 18th. There's the Revs. Oh, they got me there, Corey. I thought they were starting to rise. Oh, there we go. Gears. The Revs do start to rise as the red lights mean Rev As the lights go out, and oh, there goes Mr. Start. He's going to get collected. Oh no, what's going on? We've lost it on the start. What's he done? He didn't put it in gear, Corey. Tragedy for the ANZ drivers. We come down through the first couple of corners. Plenty of cars using their first incident point at the exit of turn 1, Corey. Expect to see a bit more of that tonight.
Absolutely, Alex. It's a very easy corner to get wrong, especially on cold tyres. Same too for coming down here through the Cascades into Foster's, as there is contact in the middle of the field. And our pole sitter Vasco, it couldn't get any worse for him, Alex. He's been collected at Foster's as well.
Oh no, let's go see if I can't find a replay. I'm just trying to find the first red one. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. We're riding along with McBurney's on the outside of the kink. O'Fray behind him. What's going on here? Oh, he's just copped a touch, I think, from, it might be from Perez or it might be on his own. He's collected O'Fray, and then in the background, Devantia and Sorowski have gone out together as well in sympathy. I don't know. I wasn't watching. Corey, did you see what happened?
Unfortunately, I did not, Alex. But,
all right, let's go take another look. Hang on. Sorry, mate. As we come down, we're just going to grab another quick replay. Sorowski and Devantia, they're the two that come together. Oh, the two fools. One of the fools is into the back of Sorowski, punts him into the speedy snails driver, minding his own business as he approached the apex, watching it all unfolded in front of him. Wow. Two clowns versus two fools, and the two fools come out on top. That's what happens, I guess, Corey.
Indeed, it does seem that way, Alex. Hopefully, Vasco can recover from this after having such a stellar qualifying effort. At the front of the pack, it is the Great Dane himself, Dennis Johansson, leading the way.
Yeah, we're back up front. The Great Dane out ahead of the remaining ANZ driver in this front pack, Corey Lean, ahead of Nagai, who's down one spot to the aggressive fast starter in Lean, and Wade goes up the inside of Nagai once again, getting shuffled back early in a race, and his championship rival, Christian Perez, a little bit off the back of this group as the fastest lap set by Perez now as he crosses the line with a 105.8 early on. Fantastic speed in clean air at this stage of the race as they start lap 3, Corey.
That's right, we're coming down through the Cascades once more, going into Foster's. It looks like Corey Lean is just content to sit there in second for now. He was wiggling around a little bit coming through the Cascades. Tire temperatures might not quite be up to the optimal temperature just yet. But we know that Corey Lean is a very aggressive driver, and he'll want to try and lead this race from the front before too long, Alex.
Best place to do it from, as we know, and Wade, not used to sitting in this front, or we've not seen him in this front pack, I should say at least. He's got Nagai patiently sitting behind him, and Perez looking to bridge the gap and get involved in this action for sure, just behind him. Meanwhile, Dennis Johansson leading the way, Lean taking a tighter exit line. Will Johansson defend? Oh, these trees, they drive me bananas. They're not banana trees, I can tell you. And Lean now, the patience is gone. He's looking to go up the inside of the Great Dane, Dennis Johansson. But the outside line, whether you take the incident point or not, you seem to get the better drive and the run down the Cascades, Corey.
I think it's something to do with the exit curve in there. It just has slightly more grip. Oh, it's Great Dane. Makes a mistake in Foster's. Now they're side by side once more. Corey Lean should have the momentum and the inside line advantage. Dennis Johansson looking at losing more than just the lead here. Possibly going to drop it all the way back down to fourth once they head into Druids now, Alex.
Well, no, he's fought back and he's going to have a nudge at lead through Druids. Going around the outside in the Doggo-mobile, the six-plated Dennis Johansson. Meanwhile, this has brought Perez right back into it. He's back on the tail end of this pack, and look for him to move forward as heavens above. Give me a camera angle without a tree in it, please. All right, Lean's on the front of this back. You got Johansson who recovered out of there. More trees. My goodness, will they get a gardener at this track, please? As we come through turn 1, once again, Old Hall corner. It's Lean leading the way. We thought it'd be Sorowski, but it's taken Lean to jump up 2 spots on the grid to be the leading ANZ driver here tonight out in front, Corey.
That's right, Alex. I'm glad to see Corey Lean back in form at the front of the pack. Unfortunately, Swarovski, as we've already covered plenty of times, having the dramas not just at the start, but going down into Foster's for the first time, still right down towards the back of the field, which is quite unfortunate for him. But at least we still have that Oz and Z flag waving proudly at the front. But Dennis Johansson looking for a move at Druids. Couldn't quite get there this time, but the race is definitely on for the lead right now, Alex.
100%. Perez already making his moves. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to manually do these cameras all night with these damn trees. Perez already putting the moves, as we see there. He's going around the outside, which again gets you the drive out of the final corner to go side by side with Wade. This will be his second scalp if he can get it done through turn one this time round, although he seeds the corner to Wade. Perhaps looking to get the drive out of it. Lean using all the grass. These skips are often referred to as the mowers. And Lean maybe looking to cut the grass on the outside there this time round as he's sitting ahead of the six-plated Johansson. And Nagai is down 3 positions. There's all over the grass is Perez, and comes back on side by side with his championship rival Nagai. These two, you can't separate them wherever they are in the field this season, and they continue to go side by side up the hill towards Druids.
It looks like this time Nagai concedes the position to Perez, wanting to go back single file so they can catch back up to the 3 at the front. And I did hear some apologies just coming over the radio as well. I'm pretty sure that was from Perez to Nagai as the battle for the lead is back on in earnest once more. Dennis Johansson looking to take it. Corey Lean had the outside line and a little bit of contact on the front straight there, heading towards the start-finish line. And it looks like Dennis is going to come out of this with the lead, as he's going to cut across the nose of Corey Lean and take all the exit he could. And new leader is Dennis Johansson now, Alex.
Yeah, that's contact in a straight line. I'm going to hazard a wager it was netcode related. Dennis, of course, in Scandinavia and in Denmark, and Corey here in ANZ. There's a long way for those internet packets to travel, and sometimes they get a bit jumbled along the way, side by side. That's not putting them off, though, is it? Up the hill, up Clay Hill towards Druids once again. The two of them going side by side. I said it in the lap guide this week, Corey, there is barely anything more exhilarating as they contact once again on exit. You could see the gap visually that time. How else do you see it if not visually? Nothing more exhilarating than going side by side through Druids in one of these cars, Corey.
That's exactly right there, Alex. And I remember back about 3 or 4 seasons ago, we had an entire lap of a side-by-side battle, and I think that was pretty exciting in itself. But Druids in itself, as a corner, it's one of those real exhilarating corners where you can maximize a lot of speed there. So going side-by-side definitely makes it dangerous, as this battle is still continuing between Dennis and Corey Lean. Corey now looking for the inside at Foster's. He's gonna hopefully get it here. Not quite. Dennis holding on to the momentum on the outside line. It's going to be on the outside coming up through the hill heading towards Druids. But, you know, it's such an exhilarating battle so far, and we're only on lap number 8, Alex.
Yeah, but I've got to tell you, a lot of respect there shown. Very difficult to go side by side through Foster's there, the right-hander at the bottom of the hill. All the momentum of the inside car pushing it towards the outside as you go through there. Yet, with, you know, Lean was able to hug that inside line, and the two of them went side by side. Of course, he and Dennis Johansson. So, fantastic skill on display, as you would expect here in the front pack on a Sunday night. Checking out the second pack, it is led by the French Blinky Bill, Julian O'Fray. He's up 1 spot into 6, just ahead of Martin Booker and Hiroyuki Shorter, tucked on the back. If this one, Roger Hooker, up 3 spots in 9th. He's got all sorts of George Maddock all over the back of him as they come down through Foster's. The 18 did eventually get out on track, Morawiki. He's up 7 positions after not setting a quality time from memory. Just ahead of Brent McBurney, who's down 6, Corey. That's a lot of trouble for McBurney, getting caught up in those early incidents, no doubt. Or side by side ahead of them on the run into Druids. They get it sorted. Giuseppe Tellini just tucked in or just ahead of Sam Devantia. Well, now Nagai's going side by side. I just caught a glimpse through the final corner, Corey.
And that's right, Alex. I've been keeping an eye on this front pack, and Nathan Wade has actually been losing out on a couple of positions here. Lost one very quickly to Perez, who's moved himself up to the third at Druids. And then Nagai sneaking up on the inside of Lodge Corner. But I think Nathan actually playing a little bit of a smarter game here. He noticed that he was having a couple of connection issues himself and voluntarily dropped towards the back.
Yeah, right. Fair play there from Mr. Wade. Nagai now, he's got to show some legs to get back on the pack, because while they were sorting that out, just a little over half, 3/4 of a second there is the gap up to Perez has shown. He's got the pace to bridge the gap in one of these around here after having a bit of a gap to the front pack early on. But I'm going to suggest that Johansson and Lean will ensure that they're back on pretty soon, because these two, they're racing pretty hard, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. The racing that we've been seeing up the front here from DJ and from Corey has been absolutely intense. And, they both absolutely want to just be leading this race. And, only one person can lead the race at a time, and they're going to fight over it. And this is the kind of racing that we expect to see in the last 5 laps. These guys are trying to do it every single lap, Alex. And it's just exciting to see how it's going to unfold as the race continues to go on.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Now, I'm just going to check back in the Paco Frey's got about a half a second gap over shorter behind him. It's starting to string out a bit back here in the midfield. These guys really want to move forward, but they're limited in what they can do. It's tough to pass, and, of course, the pace is right on up front. And as soon as you get back in this string of cars, not only is it so difficult to move forward, but you've got to have pace on the leaders. And if they're not battling like they have been up the front, it seems to have settled down a bit in the mid stages of this one. If they're not battling up front, then it's very difficult to move forward at a track like this, Corey.
That's right, Alex. This isn't really a kind of draft to pass track. Like, there is a couple of areas where you can get some decent draft. But you really got to apply the pressure and show the nose in places where you could try and unsettle the car in front. That I learned a lot in my one race here this week, getting caught up with some back markers. These guys are showing that they've really got the skill to not let the person behind really unsettle them too much, as evidenced with the outside line, still coming into it. And, we're seeing some great battles so far in this race already. It's going to be exciting to see what we can get as the race continues to unfold. Saying that, Corey Lean was just looking to the inside of Dennis Johansson, just showing the nose a little bit, trying to unsettle DJ as they were coming towards Druids, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, look, he's pulling out of the draft there, just showing that he's still there, but not wanting to overtake. That was not a threatening manoeuvre at all as they come up through Lodge up to Deer Leap. Nice undulation and elevation changes through this section of the track. I have unfairly called this the Watkins Glen of England, because this configuration is all right-handers. Having said that, the elevation changes, the much narrower track, and the draft just doesn't play a pass in the overtaking here. So a lot more character to this one, and particularly this run down through Cascades into Foster's. Very challenging part of the circuit, and one that the drivers enjoy taking on, Corey.
Yeah, that whole Cascades into Foster's section of the track is definitely one of my personal favorites, just because of how much skill it takes, especially on cold tyres, to get through there without unsettling the car. And even with hot tyres, nice grippy, optimal temperature tyres, it can be quite a challenge to get the car pulled up there without spitting off into the grass and getting a 1X and then going bowling into Foster's. The fact that these guys can do it, and do it so well consistently, lap after lap, is absolutely amazing for someone like me to watch.
Yeah, mate, it's very high quality stuff here. The run down through the Cascades is that whole thread of clipping the grass on the outside of 3, which puts you fair and square in the running to go 10-pin bowling through the apex of 4, which we saw a bit of on the start of the race, actually. But these guys just going about their craft, line astern, waiting for their opportunity. Now, it's interesting because we're 14 of 22 at the end of this one. We've got 2 blue cars on the back in Nagai and Wade, who will want to be nearer the front at some point, which means they're going to have to start moving forward soon. Lean and Johansson. Johansson will be licking his lips to crack on with that battle again. He loves a good battle, does the Great Dane. So, and then Perez, who, does he remain conservative? The answer is almost certainly no, as the trees block his move on Lean. Goes up the inside of the final corner. Oh, I tell you, Lean really kept it tight there. Closed the door almost on him, and that's compromised both their runs, given the Johansson a little bit of a lead to work with, but more importantly brought the blue cars back in on the tail of Perez. Nathan Wade getting the move done. Oh, they've had contact, have they, Corey? What's going on? The guy's fallen like a stone.
Yeah, what happened there, Alex, was because of that blocking maneuver that Lean put onto Perez, it compromised his run going up the front straight. A little bit of contact between Perez and Nagai-san there. And unfortunately, Nathan Wade also collecting Nagai on the way through.
Yeah, look at that. He's just got into the rear of him and turned him. Nagai, if he's had any luck this season, it's been bad, honestly. And then he's right on the racing line for those following. And then, oh, he's gone. No, you got to go forwards there, Nagai-san. He grabbed reverse. Everyone will be spewing out to the outside of the circuit, but he's got it back going, but not where he wants to be, I'm going to wager. Meanwhile, back up front with our leaders, Lean, Perez, who got away with that one. And our leader, of course, Dennis Johansson in the Doggo-mobile. Wow, that broke up our pack of 5 and brought it down to 3, Corey.
Indeed it did, Alex. So I'm just having a quick little look at our pole sitter, Vasco Sorosky. He's recovered so far back to 15th, and he's on the back of a very long line of skippies. I also noticed that the number 1 plated car, Sam Devantia, caught up in this pack as well, all the way down in 13th. So got 2 of our Aussies down there battling hard and not really having a good go of it at the moment, Alex.
Well, both been caught up. I mean, Vasco's had the most adventurous night I've ever seen, to be honest. Put it on pole, neglected to select a gear off the line, and then got caught up in incidents. And, oh, man, what a night.
3 wide for the lead, Alex. Final corner.
Oh, cameras, come on, give me a break. Down to 2 wide, and it is Johansson and Perez now. Perez has got past Lane, and he's now battling side by side. They got, 6 laps to go, I think it is, when they cross the line this time. And they go 3 wide into turn 1 as well. Get that in you? Nah, it's just an optical illusion of that camera angle. Johansson collects yet another off track and adds 1 to his collection. I wonder what he's travelling on now, as Perez knows Johansson's style. We'll be putting all sorts of pressure on. Shows the nose into Foster's. Takes the title line at the same time defending from Lean. And we have got a battle for the last few laps of this one, Corey.
Indeed, we do, Alex. These guys are absolutely pushing the limits. They went 3 wide coming out of Druid's last lap. I wonder what they're going to do this lap, as on the outside goes Perez. It's going to become the inside for Druids. He's going to slot back into second. As they go flying through Druids now, will we see some crazy maneuver here? It looks like Corey Lean's trying to get there. Perez going defensive coming towards the final corner.
Yeah.
No. Still battling on, Alex.
Yeah, no, you're good. We've got Johansson. I know Dennis and how he likes to race, and I'm thinking he just as much want to be a part of the action behind him and get involved in it as he would want to win the race. So he'll be waiting and biding his time for either Perez or Corey Lane to throw the kitchen sink at him. So, but it's great to see we've got an ANZ driver in the fight for this. These will be your podium sitters, barring accident or incident, and they're putting on a great show, Corey.
That's right, Alex. And speaking of incident, it looks like there's been something happen at the back of the field. They've got the 15 car in the pits, the 2 of the Nagai-san is in the pits once more, and Sam Devantia all the way down in 14th and far away from the pack that he was in, Alex.
All right, let me see what I can find here by way of replays. Oh, there's some contact there. It's through Druids. There's massive pile up with, I'm going to say Shorter being in the midst of it. And there's, Devantia was caught up as well. Let's see what happened to him in the midst of that. He's just come across an incident in the middle of Druids, I think. And, there's 3 cars, he's had nowhere to go. He's gone on the outside and he's been hit in the rear by someone also trying to go outside in the 13 car of Dimitri Philippides. There were 5 or 6 cars there that got involved, but do you know what, Corey? What that does, as I think I'm on live pictures, is it elevates Vasco Sorofsky back up into the top 10. How about that?
That is an absolutely crazy thought, Alex, seeing Vasco back into the top 10. We've also now got a battle on for the lead once more. Christian Perez was holding the lead for a while. Now Dennis Johansson up on the inside going into Druids. Just about contact on entry as Perez was trying to squeeze Dennis for all that he was worth. Corey Lean just tucked in behind the both of them at the moment as they still go side by side towards Lodge Corner. And onto the main straight they go, drag race style now as they come through Leap Deer going across the line. And we've only got about 3 more laps left to go now, Alex.
I was about to say, Perez, as he goes side by side with Johansson through turn 1, this time he's forced to take the incident point. Neko was doing marvellous things to the rear left of Perez there. It looked like it was hanging on by a thread, but it's fixed. The droids have fixed it. Side by side, initially Perez and Johansson, then it's Lean and Johansson. Johansson tucks up the inside there. Perez takes the natural racing line, sands the apex, left a car width on the inside as we continue on. This is bringing Wade back into it, licking his lips in the background as they head up the hill once again on the way to Druids. It's Johansson tucked into second now. Perez has made his way forward there with the Great Dane tucked up his tailpipe and Lean licking his lips, looking for any opportunity to grab a higher step on the podium as he comes right up the inside, moves back to the outside as Johansson looks up the inside of Perez, whose car goes very loose in the rear through the final corner. But he prefers the outside line in both the final and the first corners. As we see 3 wide will they, there's just not quite enough room as Johansson's up the inside. Perez looking to get the drive on the outside of turn 1. Look at that. Beautiful. About a half a car length of extra speed puts him in the position to move across the Danish driver there, Corey.
One thing these drivers are going to have to start watching out for, Alex, is their incident limit. There's 22 laps in this race and you only get 17 incident points to play with. I think some of these drivers, especially up towards the front, are going to be getting pretty close to that magic 17 number. As now Dennis Johansson moves to the outside, coming up Clay Hill and into Druids they go. And Dennis, look at the drive he's getting on the inside line there, Alex. He's going to have a great opportunity to try and take the lead here going through Lodge Corner.
Oh, and Lean again shows the nose on the inside. Can't get it done there. They're side by side. And again, this seems to be Perez's strategy. Drive around the outside of the final corner, get the run to the line. Johansson, what can he do? He wants the inside to try and get the move done. And Lean showing the nose there. Oh, I'll tell you what, he did not leave him any room on the outside there, Johansson. It was Perez taking the grass or he was going to be hit by the Danish doggo-mobile on the inside. As once again, beautiful switch back there from Johansson. Gets the inside on the exit there. And this time he's much closer. He was nowhere near. He was line astern last time and now Wade's come in to join the battle. We're on the final lap now this time round. And side by side up the hill. Almost looked like Perez's wheel was going to fall off. Side by side they are through Druids for the final time. We've got places from all around the world, drivers from all around the world on this one. Perez leading from Johansson. All the dress rehearsals are done now. This is the final act. Give me a camera angle, please. And then side by side, Perez around the outside. This time, though, Johansson's got the drive. All the rest have got the grass in unison, and it's Johansson, the Great Dane in the doggo-mobile, grabs the win here on Sunday Night Lights. Fantastic effort there. Perez in second. The traditional Danish celebration of riding off your skippy at the end of the race takes place, Corey, and that's one for the ages.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. That was a great race to the line. Johansson left Perez absolutely no room at all coming through Lodge. And Corey Lane just about sneaking up for a second place finish there as well. Has to settle for third. But what a great race all in all. Start to finish, those guys put on some action for us here tonight.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm just going to see if I can grab that final maneuver. And jeepers, these damn trees. Let's see what we can get here. This is the final corner on the final lap, folks. Let's see if I'm out of the trees yet. No, that's the best angle. There we go. Perez has been running the outside line all night, but he just had half a car, almost 3/4 of a car length of a run out of Druids, did Johansson, and that was the difference. Previously, they'd been side by side, but on the exit of the corner, the extra drive on the outside, and then look at them. There's a parade of skippies falling out the outside. They've all got on the gas too early, and that's cost them all a run through the grass. And that surprising amount of pace that Perez was able to keep did not do anything but other than allow him to fall into line behind Johansson and hang on to second place just ahead of Corey Lane. So fantastic finish to this one, Corey. What did you make of that?
It was just some good, solid racing all in all. Like, that race was such an entertaining race, Alex. I've got to try and find my heart pills because my heart is still absolutely racing right now with the action that we saw. And good job also, just low-key for Vasco Swarovski. He was last place at the end of that first lap, managed to fight his way back and finish in P10 there.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of finishing, let's grab our final results here for round 5 of Sunday Night Lights season 26 from Oulton Park. Fantastic drive from Dennis Johansson there, had everything about it, battling all sorts of worries about incident points, and he's up 3 positions from where he qualified to take it out here tonight, just ahead of series leader or season leader Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team. He's done a fantastic job here tonight and really put on a show, as did our final podium sitter Corey Lane, the leading ANZ driver. Great to see him in amongst the action and right up the front, just ahead of P4 tonight, the UK&I driver, who was like he was doing the hokey pokey. He was in it, then he was out, then he was back in it, and added to the show in the end. Nathan Wade finishing 4th. Martin Booker for Fungus Turret Racing. I'll get the story behind that one day, I'm sure. Martin's finished in 5th. Roger Hooker for Two Fools Racing after, playing a bit of 10-pin bowling in the opening lap. He's rounded out his night in 6th position. Julian O'Fray, the Frenchman, he's finished in 7th ahead of Brett McBurney for McFlabby Racing, the ANZ driver, in 8th. George Maddock for UK&I, he's in 9th. Vasco Swarovski, who tell me he's in the green room. Yes, he is. I want to hear all about that. He's finished in 10th for Team Clowns. Hiroshi Ueda, the Japanese driver, is in 11th. Neil Gardner for ANZ, becoming a regular here on a Sunday night. He's finished in the final SNL point scoring position in 12th. Dimitri Philippides in 13th. The Cowboy, Sam Devantier for Speedy Snails, had 2 wins this season, bit underdone this week, and finishes all the way down in 14th. Naoya Nagai for Japan continues his shocking luck this season. He's down in 15th. 16th tonight with Giuseppe Tellini for Wave Italy Racing. Hiroyuki Shoda for Nagai Racing School was down 1 lap in the end after that incident through Druids. 17th was where he finished. 18th tonight. And finally, he started last and unfortunately finished last after not qualifying as well. He got out there and got amongst it though. Rafael Stockmal Morawicki finishes 6 laps down in 18th, Corey.
Yeah, I was just having a look at the entries list, Alex, and unfortunately, it looks like Rafael hit the incident point limit, which is why we saw him exit stage left at the end of the race, with 4 laps to go in the race.
Yeah, that'd do it each and every time. But let us grab a few folks and have a chat in the post-race interviews. Let's start with second place getter tonight, Mr. Christian Perez, who's updated his picture and his team, Astro Racing Team. Mate, You didn't qualify that well, but gee, you came through the field and put on a great show. Hopefully that was a fun one.
Yeah, of course. My quali was a disaster. On the first lap I did an off track, and the second one was not good. But yeah, I almost crashed. I think Julian and I don't know who was, but I survived. And then the madness came in front, so I wait a little bit to join. I was saying to Corey backing down a little bit that I was not going to attack yet, but I think in lap 16 or 15 I tried. And with Dennis, I know that it is always side by side in every lap, so it was quite fun.
Yeah,
Really.
absolutely, mate. Tell me, how close were you to the incident point limit?
No, not too much. I had a X4, and and then I keep it to the last laps, and I think 12, 12 incidents. So
Whoa, that's
yeah,
close enough, mate.
easy.
That's close enough.
Well, you,
It's a tough track.
you
It's a
need.
tough track.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, that's right. It's tough to hang on to them, particularly in that style of racing. And it seemed to me that you preferred the outside line through the final and the first corner. Is that the case? Were you banking on getting a better drive?
What? Can
So
you
I
repeat,
was,
please?
I was
In
just,
the in the
yeah, sorry. It looked
Yes.
to me like you preferred to take the outside line through the final corner in particular. Was that your plan? And it just
Yeah.
didn't quite come off.
Yeah, it is usually with everyone, but with Dennis that he knew that on the last lap he tried everything to cut my line off, and he almost did. I was there, but well, I know him, and we knew each other very well, and I would do the same to him.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
will try in the last corner. It is almost permission to do a little bit more because it is last one.
Yeah.
But well, it then very well. And the outside it is usually in this track the fastest line.
Yeah.
But you have to be confident with the guy in the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you and Dennis have raced a lot together, and certainly that showed tonight and put on a fantastic show. So congratulations, mate. That puts you firmly on the top of the standings at the moment. Congratulations. 5,200 soft never hurts for the official season either, mate. So congratulations on the result tonight. Is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, to Dennis. This man almost killed me in this race. I am very disappointed with him. And I am joking. No. To him because he never shows up. He sees a little. He didn't want to go in front with the best. I'm joking. No. A ver si, let's see if he wants to show up a little bit more.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing both of you on the track side by
Yeah.
side in the future, mate. So congratulations again. Fantastic result. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Okay. Ciao.
There you go, Corey. Christian Perez showing he's got a bit of a funny side as well.
As a good race driver usually does, Alex, and it's great to see him back out on track and having a really good crack of it. Hopefully, we get to see more of him up towards the front as the season continues on. Only a few races left to go, I do believe, and he's always one of the front runners. It's great to see him come in, week out, and hopefully just doesn't get stuck into too much of the NASCAR side of things.
Yeah, that's it. Well, returning series champion Julian O'Fray didn't have the night he was hoping for. Finished in 7th tonight, Julian. Tell us about your race.
Hello. I can resume all the race with one word. It's unlucky. First lap, I was crashed. 15 lap, I need to avoid Nagai who rear to my trajectory. I do some mistake and I had a big drift moment 3 times during the race. I was close to don't finish this one. And after, at the end, I had the maximum incident allowed before disqualification, and I just chose to don't battle with I can't remember the name Hooker. I just decide to don't battle Hooker. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Well, it sounds like you had every part of the race out there tonight covered, all the action, all the incident points, and in the end, not a bad result considering P7 is in a very big strength of field. I know you want to be up the front, but look, after all of that goes on, perhaps finishing P7 is a small mercy. But anyway, mate, congratulations. It's great to see you back out there again. Is there anyone you'd like to thank before we let you go?
Oh, I just want to add one unlucky moment for my qualification. My second lap just was not registered. I do the fourth place on the grid, and I just don't have it at the end. So unlucky moment again.
Okay.
And I want to do a little joke. I want to say to Vasco, this is not the way to use the pole position.
Yeah, mate. I'm going to talk to Vasco in a minute, and I imagine.
It's
yeah.
it's internet problem. I think you will see with him.
Yeah, right. Well, we'll have a chat to him in a second, find out, mate. But thank you, Julian, for joining us. Great to speak to you as always, and hopefully better results ahead for the remainder of the season, mate. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Yeah, Corey, Julian O'Fray, a little bit of humour there at the expense of poor young Vasco Sorosky, who we'll talk to in a minute.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Julian, definitely not the race that he would have wanted here, but at least he had some fun battling his way through the field. It's always good to see a happy Vasco, a happy Julian battling, having fun, but, not the result he was looking for. And, everyone always got to have a joke at the clown, and, we'll have our chance here shortly, Alex.
Yeah, that's it. Speaking of which, let's bring him up. It's, normally you don't feel too bad about a top 10 finish, but after you grab your first pole at a 5,200 soft, Vasco Sorosky, tell me what happened.
Morning, boys. The light was red for a very long time, and when it went green, half the fuel was gone.
Oh, mate.
So I've never had it happen before, but I guess there's a first for everything, and I picked that moment to do it, and after that it was all downhill. And yeah. Then we got hit in the rear, and it was just it was gone. After what can I say, boys? I don't know. If any of you boys got some luck you want to hand over, please do.
Mate, I said it in the race. I said if you said, oh no, I was saying it about Nagai actually, but I think you could share it.
I was saying it about Nagai as well. I was watching him at the front, and I'm like, I said to the boys, I said, why is Nagai back here? So I really feel I was hoping at least with my bad start, Nagai might have run away with it, a little bit, but it wasn't to be there either. So, yeah.
Yeah, mate. And the best thing about it was I figured you're on pole, I'd have the camera on you, the lights went out and it just stayed on you. I'm sorry to say, mate. Didn't go anywhere. I thought you were going to get collected. I honestly did, but the guys around you did a fantastic job.
No, I'm glad that no one got clobbered with my mess up there. So at least that's a positive. So yeah, but it was sad to see a few of the Aussies ended up down the back after a few incidents as well. So yeah, it wasn't a good night for us all. I think Corey got up there, if I wasn't mistaken.
Yeah, that's right, mate. That's right. Great. The best thing about it in a really strong strength of field, like that's in the top 10 of Skippy history by way of strength of fields. 5 Aussies, ANZ club members in there. You know, that's what it's all about, which is fantastic. And we had one on the podium as well. So can't complain too much about it, I guess. But other than a bit of luck, mate, hopefully yours will be on the up and up in the weeks to come.
Oh, guys, I'm sick of making excuses every time I come in here. We've got to fix this. Yeah, definitely.
That's it. All right, mate. Well, hopefully that'll be the way next week and onwards. Anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
As always, you guys for putting this on. Thank you, seriously, very much. All the other drivers for being so good and not, slamming into the back of me and ruining their races as well. And obviously the boys that, pop up every week and spot for me, Greg, Martin, Doug, and Justin when I get his backside back in here again. And besides that, the gods that throw all the luck at me, please just change it a little bit. Just a little bit. It'll be all good.
Just a smidge to the left, eh? We'll be
that's
right.
it, 100%. Thanks,
mate.
guys.
Great to talk to you. We'll see you next week.
Done. Thank you.
There you go, Corey. Not bad when you can have a night like that and still have a smile on your face.
Yeah, well, that's just the way Vasco is. He doesn't care whether he finishes first or finishes last. He always has a good, fun time, and he always has something positive to say whenever he comes in to have an interview with us. It's great to see him back again. Unfortunately, internet issues putting a halt to his race right at the very start. But, we had some apologies just come through in the chat, actually, from Roger. So, the Skippy community is always here, no matter what, and Vasco, definitely one of the characters with his army of spotters, as we like to call them. And, we know he'll be back next week, and he'll be looking for a better result when the time comes.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And we might just grab our final one. He was the one played a car here tonight, but did not end up there. The Cowboys been going great guns. Had a bit of a rough one, mate.
I don't know where to start. I really don't know where to start. People must love my rear end so much. Not gonna lie. So yeah, it's not been a great night. I've been pretty grumpy, so could have been better, but
Yeah.
I got nothing to say. Nothing else to say.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Well, hopefully the rich vein of form after the practice for the 12-hour, the execution of that next week. Are we likely to see you back next week?
Yes, I think Hungaroring. Oh well, I should be back. Tonight has not been great. So yeah. I've been pretty grumpy. So could have been better, but that's my fault as well. This one was my second race, so my fault as well.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Hopefully some extra runs on the board next week, or runs under the belt, so to speak. We'll see you in better stead and back up the pointy end. But is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate?
You guys, obviously, the broadcast every single week, everyone in these races, like one of the highest tops I've ever been in. So good job to everyone, and shout out to the podium. Good win, DJ. If you listen in the background, congrats, mate. So yeah, that's about it, really.
Beautiful. All right, Sam, good luck in the 12-hour coming up, and hopefully that luck carries over into SNL at Hungaroring next week, and we'll see you then.
Yep, thank you guys, and shout out to Ben Snell. Don't touch my rear end at Bathurst.
Mate, we'll never let that one go, will you, hey?
No, I won't.
All right, mate, talk to you soon.
Yep.
There you go, Corey. Young Sam Devantier, the Cowboy. Didn't have his best night tonight, but he's had a few good ones this season anyway, right?
That's exactly right. You always got to expect to have at least one or two bad races throughout the season. Sam has been on the absolute up and up, outside of our top split race here. He's managed to get over 7K in I rating this season, which is a phenomenal effort. And, hopefully as things continue on for him, it's only up and up from here. He's going to do the Bathurst 12-hour next week, and I'm pretty sure with his I rating and the crew that he's going to be running with, they're going to be pretty close to the top split. So, good luck for next week, Sam, and we'll see him back when it comes time to go Skippy racing again next Sunday.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Speaking of next Sunday, we'll be back here, same bat time, bat channel. But, Corey, what do you got on? Tell the folks at home in between now and then.
So we've been really getting into doing the chat AI racing once more. That comes every Friday without fail, unless, obviously I'm sick. And I've been looking to actually maybe do a couple of marbles on streams this week as well. So keep an eye out for that. And next Saturday, I'll be at the Perth Motorplex, so keep an eye on the Speedway Memes Facebook page for all the footage from that going up on Sunday morning. Other than that, it's back here again with you next week to do this all again, Alex.
Perfect. All right, folks, as we ride on board with our race winner tonight, Mr. Dennis Johansson in the Doggo Mobile. Everything SNL is on your screen at the moment. Join us in Discord where we do the broadcast and the post-race interviews. The Top Split on YouTube is where you will find this race and all the other race replays from our 26 season history. And Top Split TV is where you'll find us here on a Sunday night, 9:15 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, GMT plus 11 at the moment. Join us on track or here for the live broadcast each and every week. And don't forget, the SNL wrap is part of the Locked On iRacing podcast. Comes out on a Wednesday or Thursday each and every week. It's where you find your news, views, and other results here for the ANZ Skippy community. But that, folks, will just about do us. Thank you for joining us and your ongoing support, both on track and off, for this series that we love. It is, of course, for the community, by the community. And on behalf of my co-host, the chaotic one, Mr. Corey Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. And until next time, ciao for now.